Look what we got! What a playthrough it was. The only problem that I actually didn't realize until right at the end when I wanted to process, edit, kind of iron things out. The raw content is not that long actually, so I might keep it the same, but either way, problem still stands that there was no audio. There was no microphone audio, so it just had all of the screams, shouts, backhanded comments towards the AI. Just, you don't hear any of it. Very sad, very disappointed, but I thought I would go back over it and do a recount with a voiceover of the entire experience of Z3 mode. Welcome to this video. It's quite a long one, but it will be great fun nonetheless. Get yourself settled, whatever time it is that you're watching this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I made sure before starting this playthrough to set it to the right difficulty. I played Z2 twice before realizing that I didn't change it to Z3, but well, actually no, one difficulty before that. I played Z mode twice before realizing that I changed it to Z2. Hence why the whole acquisition of the Z3 difficulty afterwards makes a bit more sense now. But we're gonna go with Goku. Goku's our staple character, has the longest story. I remember the last time that we did this, back in the PlayStation 2 days. We didn't know that Z mode was a thing, but we were trying to grind for XP. And we liked Oob, coincidentally because he had 5 baseline key bars, and because he had the shortest story. So we got Z mode 1, 2, and 3 with Oob, managed to complete it, but it was on a PlayStation 2. At the time, I did not realize that there was recording capabilities. I did not know what a capture card was. So we're here and we're going to do it again. Now I should start talking about Raditz, because Raditz is no laughing matter. In Budokai 2, mad trauma from this guy. But we'll see that in this game, Z3 is nothing but a cakewalk. I kid. I think I lose in total of... I won't reveal how many times I lose, but the gap in skill between myself and the AI, at first I thought it was not going to be too far. But we can see from Raditz here, he doesn't really mess around too much. Most of the AI will behave in the same way. But the main thought process I had that kind of cemented the foundation for me winning every single fight was the difference in ki. As long as I have more energy, I'm good. And you'll see with the gameplay why that actually proves to be the case. Some of you might have already picked up on it now, but it's just crazy what's possible. Raditz proving to be the struggle that he was initially for myself and how he was for Goku, canonically speaking, in the story at this point in time. Not bad. But then I decided, wait, this is my story, and I decided to turn into a Super Saiyan 4 right from the bat. Now you can see I throw out a lot of tests here. I keep shit testing the AI. I'll just throw a random key blast. If they have enough meter, they will parry with the teleport. And then this is where the life lead kind of comes into play. Poof! Raditz is just not smart, keeps falling for it. And then me, my silly self, not realizing to actually do the passive teleport, not the one that has the immediate attack afterwards. Because when the key goes up, it's like, alright, it's a long day. I've got to do it all over again. Thankfully in this battle there's room for mistake. I've got 2 life bar difference, so it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm just making it look like I'm giving Raditz some form of chance of victory. I know he's got Gohan back there somewhere, but does he really think I can't get him back as a Super Saiyan 4? Now, hand over my son. The XP yield is not bad, so I can't complain. Then he dies with the threat of there being 2 more Saiyans. One of them is bald. I really should have showed him the Kaioken, then the Super Saiyan 4. Because with the way I fought him, it made it look like that's what I've been training to get up to. I'm transforming into Super Saiyan 4 like this, the Kaioken. Or Super Saiyan in this case. Nappa once again falls victim to the life lead. Actually, I don't even have it yet. Not at this point, anyway. Raditz again. Just the way they react to Ki Blasts. Contagious. First Raditz, then Nappa. That's one thing they're good at too. Intercepting charge-up attacks. Really jarring. I need to follow through with my own setup. This fight you can see a little bit different. We've got kind of even-ish life, and then for some reason he let me do that. There he goes, wasting his own ki. And then for some reason decided not to block that. Nappa, oh! See, even on commentary had me a bit shocked there. 2 ki bars is all it takes to be able to do a successful teleport, so I wasn't mindful of that in the early stages of the story. But you can see a few times here and there, it really does catch me. He just didn't block anything. Not when it mattered anyway, apparently. The big man himself. Let's see what he's cooking. And just completely skip Kaioken again. Well, that's the benefit of having 20 ki, isn't it? Now you can see I'm slowly getting chipped out of the first life bar, but I do eventually bring it back. Just have to outsmart the AI where possible, and a lot of the time it is just a game of leverage. As you can see, as long as he doesn't have 2, he ain't got a clue. Oh, and then for some reason they decide to do hype Dragon Rush starting attempts. This Vegeta doesn't have a finisher, so he just realized it and was like, alright, forget it. Take all my ki. Double setup, crazy. He for some reason just does it again. This time is a little bit different though. Nope. Makes me drop my combo twice. And for that time around, he thinks he's in a world tournament and is just going for a quick knockout. Just rushing at me. Charge ups. And he's tired. Perfect opening. So I go for it. I don't know if I drop it or not. Well, I don't. Boom! There we go. He thought he got the better of me interrupting that long ass combo. And I decided to finish it all the same anyway. Humbled by a clown. But this clown's level 75, so... No. I don't have shiny object syndrome. I can resist picking up the collectibles. I've already done so in previous playthroughs. Got Mr. Raccoon Kick. Don't like fighting this guy. He actually has 2 hitboxes on that special. It's crazy. Raccoon was twerking before twerking was twerking. Damn, it feels like I'm playing the game as we're doing it. Yeah, Raccoon is annoying. Not because he does a lot of damage or not because he's strong. He just moves weirdly for a big guy. He's not teleporting for some reason. Oh, there it is. I saw it that time. Now he's losing his temper, just spamming. He's tired. Look at all this life lead. When I was younger, it used to be the other way around. I used to rely on hyper mode finishes a lot, just to kind of make up for the difference in health. But now it's just a straight up fight, and I like it. Smart. Raccoon didn't really give too much trouble then, in that case. It's just watch out for that Raccoon Kick. It kind of tracks. Kind of. You can't sidestep it. Where's his health? There it is. Gone. Well, after what followed, I thought I was doing okay, but then I realized I have to go through the same thing again through Captain Ginyu. Because he's got one too. Very fitting dialogue there, actually. Who is he? Wait a minute. There we go. This guy. I was chatting so much garbage here that I can't even replicate what I was saying at the time. Crazy. Where do I even start? So after that dialogue, after this, I had all the flashbacks of every time I fought Captain Ginyu, whether it's Dragon Arena, Advanced World Tournament. This guy just hits you like a brick, and that is just one of the examples. He's in Dragon Ball Fighters, in Supersonic Warriors. He's got a Dragon Power rating of 1, but was low-key a little bit higher. I think anyway, if you know, you know. But this guy has just had the sharpest AI backed and was just so aggressive as far as I remember. But maybe that was my perception of Captain Ginyu when I was younger. But now as I get older, it's probably easier to handle, but for some reason there was me thinking every vein on his forehead is how much smarter and stronger he must be. But it seems like in this case it's all good so far. As you can see, I don't block those things very well. We're not supposed to block them, that's the problem. He's tired, I go in again. And the staple really does help out here as well. I can't really cancel beyond this, but it helps to create life lead, which is important. Now the only times that will be a big struggle is if there's a very close key difference. If I drop combos, or for some reason, cheese. I think the only person that had cheese so far was Raccoon and Ginyu. Broly has some serious cheese as well, but onwards and upwards, 76. He tried to fix that in the latest movie. He was onto something back in 2005. Alright. Frieza's a good example of someone who has the capability to put on a tough fight for two reasons. Good combos, so if does a defensive teleport parry can start punishing the way I would. 4 baseline is not bad. It's one of the first times that Goku sees it in his run in the story, so it's the first place that if we're matched on key it can be a great problem for him. That doesn't happen, but his power boosts as well are not actually symbolized by the number of baseline key bars he has, because he has transformations that do that. Because you get the odd character that starts with 4 baseline, maybe 5, 6 if you're Kid Buu, but they're not backed by transformation boosts. Frieza, against every other standard character that has 4 key bars, Frieza is actually stronger. Just by the way the game's built. Frieza will have like an attack power of like maybe 2, 4, 6% more. Because Goku, this version of Goku, oh my goodness, crazy. Just from transformation math, a Super Saiyan 4, bumping the baseline up to 6, which is the same as Kid Buu, the attack difference is stupid. It's actually stupid. So you can see we both know our stuff. We're both taking the time to make sure we have key, and then I keep shit testing Frieza here and there. Random key blast, random death move. I've got moves, as you can see. Evasive moves too. Frieza teleports again. No, does not! Prolonged the ending just a little bit there, didn't you? Now, at this point I have to make very clear that when I was playing through the story, my sister was observing, not really too keen to participate. I asked her if she wanted to do a playthrough of her own. She kind of just looked and shook her head. And I announced to the world, she said no. The original footage was a lot funnier. But at this point I told her, where did you want me to go? And she goes, the most northbound mission on the map, go there. When the decision was made, that is what happened. Little did I know it was going to be one of the harder fights, but that was low-key what I was looking for. So it's perfect. He doesn't look too happy. He won't be after these 2 fights either. Alright, Cooler, the example and the conversation that was at hand when we were against Frieza. Imagine that, but just add 1 baseline key bar to everything I just talked about. He has 1 more transformation, gives him 1 more baseline. Now it's looking like a tough fight. Don't know what he's going for here. I waited way too long off of that recovery. Thought this was a game of Pokemon. I was like, alright bitch, your turn. That's how I keep dropping those. Okay, Cooler, I think we'll pass the test this time around. Maybe not. Oh, he had enough to go for another. Almost got hit by it. Cooler's defenses are terrible because the baseline is low. Which is why it was better to go for one raw, do all of that. And all the damage that was accumulated in that time frame, courtesy of being under the baseline. That's the only problem. If you're below the baseline, everything hurts more. So it really is an internal game of energy management. Not like I cared too much, I always prioritized it, so... Cooler all of a sudden hits a supernova. I thought I sidestepped, but I was off the end of the sidestep as he went in for it, so the tracking properties allowed it to hit me. We panicked, she screamed, I got out of my seat, she did as well. Clearly don't make the successful defense. Cooler, with a single move, evens things out massively. Look at that. But then I do this, and then Cooler teleports. Cooler did not teleport a single time. Does he block this? He kind of does. Okay. Okay! Fell for the same thing as Raccoon. Now, I thought it was over. Because Cooler kind of showed you everything Cooler had to offer. But then this. Terrible. Terrible. You know how this one-ups the previous situation? Cooler starts with 4. Final form Cooler is 5. Metal Cooler starts on 5 from the bat, so fundamentally speaking, this is the most difficult fight right now. Just because of the requirements for the ball game that we're playing when on Z3 mode, so... Also, look at how he capitalized the M. M in Miserable Saiyan. I got some catching up to do. Health decreasing as well, so life lead doesn't really matter too much. Okay. It will start to matter soon. Cooler's very good at this dodge game as well. Need to get myself back up again, as you can see. That was the first priority in the time that everything was going down. I just need a little more. I don't know what the excuse was, I'll be honest. Super Saiyan 4 Goku with 20 ki. Only need 5. Boom! Now my thought process was, what am I going to do? His health's still going down. And then I thought I could dodge that. And I am handed my first loss. I don't think there's a skill issue here. At all. Just made some poor choices. And he decides to go up. He goes for one again. Or not. He is finished. His health is dropping a lot. That's 2 bars. There we go. I'm now in the lead again. Does he go for Supernova? Is that enough? Well, it is enough! Cooler again. Meeting the same fate as he did before he turned metal. The story kind of rewrote itself with this particular fight. Previous round, yeah, a lot of mistakes. Time to say goodbye. Or not! Just nicked the 2 there. So now I keep shit testing him, and then for some reason I did that very, very early. What? He didn't do anything. The Cell games. One of the best arcs. It's really weird how they've reduced it to just one fight for Goku. Ignoring Android 19, the hyperbolic time chamber training with Gohan, fighting a Cell Jr. at least after this fight. There could have been a bit more to give. Maybe there were some time constraints. And they decided, okay, what's the real fight that Goku has in this arc? And it's against Cell. Before that, Android 19, but Android 19's not in the game. Dr. Gero is, but he wasn't the one that caused all of the... Yeah, well, he kind of was, but Android 19 was the instrument at use that the scene was based around, so it makes sense for now. My baseline is higher than Cell. Perfect. He goes for a Spirit Bomb. I think. Does he even have enough ki to do that? Okay, he kind of just rage quit that hyper mode. Damn, being below your baseline really does kill you. 2 life bars. Boom! 144% attack output from the Super Saiyan 4. Kid Buu, meanwhile, is at around 110? 108, maybe? That's what transformations can really do for a character. Whoa! Why am I screaming like I'm getting hit by them now? I'm not actually in the game. Did not anticipate that. Cell goes for a Spirit Bomb, charging up that energy. Ungrateful as he does it. Launching it down with a very fast mini game. 1 defense by an inch. And he's even things out with a single Spirit Bomb. I'm surprised he hit that. I just go for a Dragon Rush randomly. He's tired. What do I do? I don't let him breathe. Boom! I said to Cell was a great game, but I'm not the guy you're gonna face in this arc, can't you tell? Oof! It'll be my son, who we crown as the savior, and he'll see you off to hell. Very standard stuff, story continues as normal. Nothing spectacular, Gohan steps up to the plate, cementing himself as one of the greatest characters that Dragon Ball has to offer. What a story. It's great. Very silly of me. Evil energy is a-brewing. Goku's gonna do what he can to set things right with Vegeta. If this guy approached me wanting a fight, and I wasn't Goku, even if I was stronger than him, look at that. Real quest for power here. Now, problem at hand already. Majin Vegeta gives him 5 baseline, which is tough because I now need to pluck my way up to that. Now I know what it feels like to have the leverage against me. Boom! Why do I go to 1 extra? It's probably to make sure that it's full. Why did I go hyper mode? Bear in mind, Vegeta's still on his first life bar. Don't know what I'm doing here. The shit testing continues. He hasn't lost any stamina, so I would have lost that mini game. So hard. It would have been a 1-hit KO. Vegeta that time was asking for it, very simple. Don't have any other words. Okay, that time was just a terrible shit test, but it turns into my favor. I can teleport that and I'll still have more. The times where I don't teleport is either because misclick or I'm just panicking so much that it doesn't register the input. You'll actually see a lot of that not too far from here. That we had to right before the... Boom! Took off his feet. Gotenks will be here in 3 working days. Boo here be like, but I clicked express delivery! Imagine that not being enough. Crazy. What a time we live in. Combo drops, damn. But in exchange for the 3-day waiting time, this Boo got more than what he bargained for. Canonically one more form than what he was supposed to see. That was an uphill battle, we had more ki than I did that time round. One thing I like about what they did with the Boos was they made their physical combat style very unique, very distinct from the rest of the roster. So it was always a joy to play as or go against Boo. Not when he's just casually teleporting everything. Oh my god, he's got one more. There we go. Well, at least he's happy. Goku's got to go to Otherworld after this, so his time ran out. But then what happened was old Kai was like, nah, you still got the game to finish. Did you think we were just gonna have it stop there? Crazy. Now this is the new, categorically, hardest fight. Might have taken Gohan, but you ain't taking this W from me. I do shit test him a few times, makes him cost more ki, works in my favor, creates life lead, and that is what we have right there, the winning formula. He's even guilty of doing it too, randomly shit testing with a ki blast. He's tired, going in really to break things away from being even. I was far from even, actually. Two life bar difference. Boo again with a short temperament falls for it. Gets himself tired. He must be so angry. Whoa! Cannot dodge movement attacks. Or block them for that matter. I tried to do both. He's tired. Keeps getting tired. Real tired of my shit. He's like, when do I hit him? Count how many people I've finished off just by doing that. Alright. From the inside. Looking out. Goku needs some help, he thinks. But he forgets that I'm at the controller. And that is not a problem. There's a lot going on here. He gets himself tired. I can regain the life lead with this as well. One thing that actually made this easier is that he's got Margin Boo's regeneration, which means damage is reduced by using a set amount of ki. So, just by being on the constant attack, I can detain Boo's offense and defensive capabilities and just end it all with a Ki Blast. I'm just trying to think of how to introduce this fight, I'll be honest. Fundamentally, not the most difficult, as it's only 5 baseline. But what just happens here is the pace of Broly's attacks when I parry for the teleport, very, very different. So you'll notice half the time I'm just not parrying shit. So we get into the fight and my job was, okay, make sure I have more ki, which is fine. I teleport, I block, I do my thing. Ah! What? Okay, I forget that I got hit by this as well. It's a successful defense, that's just how much I can remember. I wasn't that tired. But for the life of me, it took me so long to understand when to parry Broly's hits. The pace of his attacks don't follow the same as every other fighter that I've been against so far. So I would say that Broly for that reason takes the cake as the most difficult fight when it comes to ki and leveraging the pace of the game with that, because for some reason I just couldn't parry any of this shit. And he doesn't fail the shit test either. And now he's in my face with 5 ki bars. He's done well. And he's tired. You would think that this is the fight that I don't lose, but I lost count. Yes, there's a spoiler for you. I don't win this first fight despite that bar difference. But just take a look and just ponder how the loss gets handed to me. So you can see that it was of my own volition to lose. My mistake. So we go again. I'm not going to take a loss on my back. My eyes are not up in the stars. Broly has also got the Electric Wind God Fist. Very sad. That was the one crossover that we needed. That could really shake the battle at this point. I still have... Actually, no, I don't. I thought I had life lead, but I realised I'm a whole bar down. So going head to head with him didn't really work too much either. For 1 bar's worth of fighting. Passes every test as well. Crazy. He looks at these ki bars like, I have that for breakfast. His throws hurt a lot too. I'm just watching this like I'm some guy in the audience now. Not marking out for myself, I swear. To be fair, Broly's been reading the Book of Kakarot for ages, so no wonder he's got everything figured out. Can we just look back at the funny noises he makes? So we go again. I immediately tried to hit the ball rolling. Up to my Super Saiyan 4, and I just about miss a gigantic press. That move, you don't want to get hit by it at all. Does too much damage, big hitbox, unnecessary in every aspect. And as you can see, Broly does not let things go down. He's gonna teleport. Is there a successful defense here? There is indeed. I don't know if the game's rating was dropped from 12 to 7, but they had to censor the move itself right at the end. But at least it took away the menace from the character for this particular fight. For me personally, I knew did it very clearly to win. Dragon Ball Z Broly is not real, he can't scare you like that. That's the one buff to having transformations. You can break guard, and you can interrupt anything. Again, I drop it. He's gonna teleport again. Yup. He's gonna go again. He was not tired after that though. Teleport. Damn. What is a man to do? Well, that wasn't so bad. I forgot to say though, you know how I said that was the most fundamentally difficult fight? I was wrong. Because, well, actually no, I was right. But that was meant to lead on to my next point. That the fight after this really takes the cake. In the story, for continuity purposes, they decided the timer does not go down. So this fight ends by count out or knockout. Now, me being very tenacious, I found that there's no real counter when Gotenks has an intention to do something, because you will get teleported. You try to do something, Gotenks will just teleport you and then proceed to do what Gotenks wanted to do. So the tactic here was go hyper before anything, so that before Gotenks' behavior does kick in, before this point in time, because I just did not bother to defend against it, was to make sure that he doesn't go hyper. But Gotenks is still beatable, even if he goes hyper, whether it's before or after you. But this, oh my god. Look at the health. That is the face of every person that played Z mode. One more of those and I'm dead. Don't hit a man while he's down, bruh. So you can see I've got the same pattern again. The worst that will happen is Gotenks will force you into a burst, little skirmish, if he tries to charge up at the same time as you. Or he will throw you, or just land another one of those. Again, I'm just not parrying anything right now. Very sad. Oh wait, no, because I don't take any damage. Boom! I bought myself time. So now we repeat the same thing again. I will get thrown. That buys him time to do that. And then we, oh, okay, almost started a burst. Never mind. Tough. How tough? Can we just deep the damage though? What was it? 4,000. But we go again. You knock me down 7 times, I get back up 8. Now, this is how simple it should be. I don't know how to explain what happens here, but that. Well, actually no, I can explain what happened. So Gotenks went to throw me, because I was about to charge something up. But had I prolonged it just a little bit, I would have been thrown. So I decided to throw out a raw charge up. And that obviously takes priority over a throw if it's past its sort of active sort of stage. So the hitbox became active. I was temporarily invincible during the time from the events prior to me charging up. And that's how you get hit on him. I speak from the experience of I tried it almost every time Gotenks went for a teleport. And the one time that it worked was when I went for a passive parry teleport, waited for him to turn around, went for the exact same thing as me. The only difference was I charged mine up. But it's good. Z mode, easy. Z2, easy. Z3, can officially say I've joined the strongest in the universe. Or at least I'm one of the strongest. I think there's enough room. If you two are also the strongest in your universe, leave a like on this video and let us know how your Z3 experience went too. Looking forward to hearing about it. Was it as methodical as mine? Were you brave? Or were you just overall more skillful? All of the above. Let's hear it. Thanks for stopping by. if I feel like I've got another playthrough in me of this, I will probably do it without a single loss. Including Gotenks. Oh my fuck. More on that another time though.